Good day. Welcome to Hunny Walia shows. I'm your host, Sonal Fool. Assalamu alaikum, adab, sat sri akal, namaskar. We always invite people from different areas who have expertise, who have knowledge. Today we have Dart Wooden. He is a program manager with ACTI. Um, his passion is family, his pets, and then his other passion is helping others to start their business. Till now, he has helped about 850 Albertans to start their business in Alberta. He has a diploma of aviation and business from the Mount Royal College and a Bachelor of Arts in economics and society major from the University of Calgary. Welcome, Dot. Welcome to the Hunny Walia shows.
Awesome. Thank you so much for inviting me here today, Sonny. This is great to be with you.
Thank you, Dot. And Dot, when we were talking, you are a program manager at ACTI. Could you please tell us more about ACTI?
Yeah, absolutely. ACTI stands for Anderson Career Training Institute. And the current program that we offer is the self-employment program. So it's been around for 25 years, and we've offered a variety of different programs over the years. And right now our focus is on self-employment is the type of training that we do.
Thank you. Could you tell us about a little bit more about what the training you provide and
Yeah,
how you help the people or entrepreneur who want to start the business?
Yeah, for sure. Our program, first off, is funded by the Alberta government. They are the ones that pay us for the program. So the program is free of charge for qualified applicants. And what the program consists of is two components. There's the classroom phase, and then there's the implementation phase. And the classroom phase is 9 weeks of intense study taught by over 20 entrepreneurs such as yourself who come in and share their knowledge and expertise in a particular area of business. And the real hidden gem of Anderson is that they also are sharing their experience in that area of business, as well as being their experience of being a business owner in Alberta, regardless of what times they're in, you know, from the boom times to the current times that we're in and everything in between. These seasoned entrepreneurs have been out there building their business, and that's what they're sharing. So we have 9 weeks of that, and then we have 1 week for business plan completion, and then 16 weeks where students are out. At this point, they're not students anymore. They're full-on entrepreneurs out there building their business, and they are working at least 30 hours a week on their business, implementing their business plan, and they have the opportunity to sit down with a mentor and a few of their peers 1 hour a week and really be able to evaluate their performance for the last week and set themselves up powerfully for the upcoming week. So those are the two main components of our self-employment program, Sonny.
So you did mention that about the qualification if they qualify. So hypothetically, if I want to start a business and I come to you, what qualification or requirements I need?
Right. So first of all, you need to be over the age of 18, and I think you and I are just a day over that. So we would
I
qualify
agree with
there.
you.
Yeah. We'd also need to be starting a business in Alberta and be legal to work in Canada. So those are the three major things that we would be looking at. And then as most of our funding comes through employment insurance, and one of our goals of our program is to get people back to work, you would also have to be working less than 19 hours a week. So working less than 19 hours a week would be what would be required there. And you also need to have access to the resources to start your business. So, you know, it doesn't mean you have to have $1 million in the bank, but I really would need to understand what your business idea is. I would need to look to see, well, what resources do you have? Where could you get started? Like you come to me and say, hey, I want to start a food business, Dart. And that's great. And that could be, you know, making a few loaves of bread in your own oven and taking it to the farmer's market. Or it could be like a full-on sit-down restaurant, which would be a couple $1 million just for renovations. And we'd look to see, you know, what resources do you have, not just cash, but, you know, do you have access to a kitchen? Do you have connections in the industry? All of that to see if you know, had a starting point in the business that makes sense. And then a couple other requirements is I need to look to see that you're ready, willing, and able to go to work. So that's looking at your health, that's looking at your financial situation, your family situation. And then finally, we would be looking to see if you're on employment insurance. You don't have to be collecting employment insurance. And if you are, it needs to be regular benefits, not special benefits like maternity or parental or sick benefits and like that. If you are collecting EI, it needs to be regular EI benefits that you're on.
So if you're on an EI benefits and you are collecting, and then what you need to do, they contact you with the business plan, you prepare a business plan. How does it EI convert, or they still will be
Right.
getting the
Okay.
EI, or how does it work?
Yeah, really, really good question. And EI is never simple, and in these COVID times, it's even more confusing. But I'll try and make it as simple as I can here for everyone to follow along. If you're collecting employment insurance and you go to start a business on your own, you face two concerns. One is, in order to collect employment insurance, you need to be ready, willing, and able to go to work. So, if you are in Mexico, you're not ready, willing, and able to go to work, and you're not going to qualify for employment insurance that week. So if you're busy working on your business, they'll probably deem you not ready, willing, and able to go to work. So that's the first struggle to start a business on your own while collecting employment insurance. And then the second thing is that you need to report any money that you earn. And technically, if you help a friend move and he buys you a pizza and gives you $50, you need to claim the pizza and the $50, right? That's, by the letter of the law, that's what EI requires us to do, which makes it very difficult for somebody else to start a business while collecting EI in a regular situation. When people apply to the self-employment program, once they're approved and the program has started, I'll communicate to employment insurance, and the rules change for the people at that point. So at that point, they are able to work on their business. In fact, they're required to work on their business at least 30 hours a week, and they don't report any of the income that they earn to employment insurance. So this really frees people up to be able to work on their business 100% without having to worry about job search or going to interviews or being available to work. They're 100% focused on their business, and any money that they earn is not reported as income to employment insurance. So it really allows them to have that secure income to cover some of their basic living expenses, and any money they earn from their business, they can put back into their business as an investment, or take it out to cover some of those other living expenses that they might have. So there's some huge advantages to being in an authorized self-employment program while collecting employment insurance if your goal is to start a business.
So when we were talking that before, you explained me a little bit. So hypothetically, I'm on EI. I was
Mm-hmm.
working and then I've been laid off and I'm not able, or I'm not getting the job. So I'm on EI now, but then because of the job market, I would like, or I want to start a business. I want to become a self-employed. Um, so is any criteria is changing? And when we second question is related to that too, I'm working, like I have used my resources. I do not have any financials, like, the reserves or anything due to any reason. So how it changed from employed to self-employed, and you also help in engaging a financial support like a business program or a business loan.
Right. So um, the first question, if I understand what you're asking, is um, you're. Can you ask the first question again once more? Sorry.
So that, like when we are talking about EI, right?
Right.
So EI is only given to people who are employed and they
Right.
have been let go because of
Right.
any lack of work. Now from EI, from lack of work, employed to becoming a self-employed, is any process, or they have to contact EI, or is still be a part of searching for a job?
Right. So if once they're in the self-employment program that we offer or somebody else offers, once they're in the program or I will communicate to employment insurance that they're in the program and they're no longer looking for regular employment. All right. So depending on their business model, they may be working as a contractor for several different organizations. They may be, running a retail business and have multiple clients. So there's no need to continue to look for work once you're in the self-employment program. What there is to do is to work on your business and create revenue and generate revenue that way.
So that is another question. Like if person has before the pandemic has started a
Right.
business and he did not knew about the ACTI and he did not was able to get the benefits and the pandemic happened, can he still come to you or to the organization and he's not on EI, but can he still get or she can get or the business can get a grant or funding?
Right. So there's two parts to that question. First off is you don't need to be collecting employment insurance to qualify for the program. So if your employment insurances ran out or you were a stay-home parent and you don't qualify for employment insurance, or for whatever reason you're brand new to Canada and you've never worked in Canada before and you don't qualify, you still may qualify for the program. It becomes a little bit more case by case, but the best thing is for somebody to reach out, contact me, and we can look at their situation and see what we can do there for them. All right. Now, the second part is if you don't qualify for employment insurance and it's not coming in, we may be able to help you access learners' income benefits, which is money set aside by the Alberta government to help cover some living expenses while in a variety of different training programs, including the self-employment program. And that's based on household size and household income. So they'll look to see, do you have a spouse or spouse equivalent? Do you have children? And they use a chart that figures out the range. So a single person, no dependents, about $750. Two adults, three kids, it's about $2,000. And they look to see, do you have childcare expenses? Do you have rental income? Is your spouse working? And they adjust it accordingly there. So, there may be some additional money there to help cover your living expenses. And that's a completely separate application to the self-employment program. The first thing we're going to do is get you approved to the self-employment program. Then we'll look to see getting you approved for additional funding. So
And
that's on the person. Yeah.
so you will help the person as soon as they contact you to do all, figure out which program they may or may not qualify for.
Absolutely, and that's key. May or may not qualify. There's a lot of variables, and I've been doing this for a long time, and I'm usually pretty good at figuring out if somebody's going to be qualified. But until they're actually it's put in front of the right government official and they've given the check marks, there's no guarantees. So yeah, I like the
And
way you word that.
so you did mention 18 plus, right? They have
Yes,
to be 18 and
that's
above.
correct. Yeah, yeah.
Is any cutoff age too? Like, age and like you're 60, you're 65, or then you cannot.
No. And one of the very first programs I was program manager for, we had an 18-year-old and a 72-year-old in the program at the same time. So really a wide variety of ages. Now, what I am looking for is I need to demonstrate that you're ready, willing, and able to go to work. So, if you're nearing a retirement age, I would really need to look to see, well, are you committed to, and do you have the health and the resources to working this business for the next 5 years? Like the Alberta government is going to make this an investment in individuals and they want to get a return on their investment. So if I can demonstrate that somebody's planning to work for 5 years or more, then age is not an issue.
So, Dart, like we talk about, you did mention you help, and then you help them to build the business plan. So,
Hmm.
when we see in this current age, they are different. It comes from IT to restaurant, from teaching, consulting, mental health, traveling. So, is any criteria some are approved and some are not approved?
Well, first of all, it needs to be legal. When cannabis was becoming a legal thing, I had a few people that wanted to join the program before it was officially legal, and I wasn't able to get them approved. So that's the first thing we're going to look at. Another thing is if it's more of a social agency or it's providing a service that the government is already providing free of charge to people or for a small fee, usually those aren't approved. But when it comes to specialized information or services or product, it's wide open. I've had a lot of different bookkeepers, accountants take the program. And then I've had some people with some very specialized engineering knowledge. They've worked for a very large corporation and now they can't find a single company that can employ them full time because they're so specialized in their knowledge. So they find a variety of different companies that they're subcontracting to. trades, laborers, wide variety of people. So, there's very few businesses, as long as they're legal, that I can't get approved. And now, with that said, I'm looking to see, do you have the resources and do you have the skills, or do you have people in your network that have the skills that are going to be able to offer the product or service? So yeah, I can look there.
God, with your kind permission, I know this is one of your passion too. It's not related to ACTI, it's not related to the program manager, it's related to your passion, if I may ask you.
Oh, sure. I'm not sure
But
where you're going, but sure.
knowledge, like you did mention in our conversation, you are passionate about the cigar and your knowledge about the cigars. If you can just brief us about the cigar and the quality, how they differentiate in few words.
Well, yeah. Well, thank you very much. It really is a passion. To my right here, I have a wall covered with cigar labels, and this is what a cigar looks like here. Oh, there we go. And this one here is a brand called My Father. And cigars is, for me, is like my meditation. It takes anywhere from an hour to 2.5 hours to smoke a cigar. I usually sit in this chair here and work on a spreadsheet, and just calms my mind and really helps me to focus, is what I find of it. And it's cigars right now have undergone a big change in Canada. They've gone to plain label packaging. So there's just the plain cigar. The label I just showed you there, that's going to soon be a thing of history. So it's just going to be a white band that says the name of the cigar on it. So, it's an example of legislation really changing how a whole industry works. And, that's part of what Anderson does as well, is help people seize those types of opportunities.
So, now you talk about relaxing mental health. So
Hmm.
when we starting a business, we are totally stressed because we have so many things we are looking into it. Then our age could be family. So do you teach, or the program also include the how to look after yourself, mental health, and work family balance?
Yeah, absolutely. Business knowledge is readily available. You can pop onto the internet, you can go to Udemy, you can go to YouTube, wherever, and you can get business knowledge, right? And what our instructors really bring, what our entrepreneurs really bring, is sharing their experience of their journey of exactly those things, right? And you know, I say 2/3 of our program is directly related to sales and marketing, and 1/3 is directly related to legal and accounting and bookkeeping and all of those things. But if you really look at the program, I would say like 75% of it is really about mindset. It's really about taking care of yourself and finding those balances. And communication is everything, right? And that's how you really are going to find the balance with your family and with your employees and your customers, is through communication. So if I was being completely blunt, we're a 9-week communication course is what we really are, but we cover business topics in that. So yeah, to answer your question point blank, absolutely, those are topics that we cover: mental health, life balance, all of those things. It comes into almost every session that we have.
So, Judd, the other question I have for you, like I want to start a business. I have an idea, I have knowledge, I have training, I have education. The finances are not there. So I cannot start a business where is a major portion which relate to the money. So does ACTI or you guys also help to obtain a business loan, or at least helping starting an application or filling the application?
Right. So Anderson Career Training isn't a bank. We don't make any investments into businesses ourselves. But what we do have is we have an amazing process for writing a business plan, which is a cornerstone for gaining finances from somebody outside of yourself. We do have a great relationship with ATB, Alberta Treasury Branch, so we can connect you with the people there, and they really work with our grads hard and do a little extra, I think, for our graduates. So that's one resource. For people that are a day younger than you and I, under 40, Futurepreneur, we have a great relationship with Hasim and his team here in Edmonton, and they'll really be able to help get there. So, and then we also have, connections with BDC and other business banking as well. And what we really do allow people is to become creative again, right? Like money is a tool, and when we have money, we have more options and things can move a little bit faster. But you give somebody a bucket full of money and they have no creativity, soon the bucket will be empty and they'll be no further along with their business too, right? So really about helping people get creative in finding resources and using the resources that you want. You know, like one of my mantras is start with what you have where you're at and get your butt in gear, right? Like,
That is correct.
yeah,
So,
yeah.
Dot, what message would you like to give the viewers in the end?
You know, this self-employment is only one of the paths to taking control of your future, and it certainly has helped. We've helped, like you said, 850 people have started on a new path of being independent. And in these current times, is more than ever is just, you know, seeking out ways to be free and to have peace. And if self-employment is one of those opportunities that you're looking at, get a hold of us and let's see if we can start this journey together.
Thank you, Dot. Thank you for giving your the knowledge and experience and your passion and how the people or the Albertans who would like to start their business and they need a support, they need a guidance, what knowledge they need, and you are able to provide them. I really appreciate for your time.
Oh, my pleasure. Thank you
Thank you,
very
Don.
much. Yeah.
Um, Keep watching Honey Walia shows. We bring you the expertise from all different areas who have a knowledge and they share with you. We also have program in different languages, Hindi, English, and Punjabi, Urdu. So keep watching. If you have any suggestions or recommendation, or would you like us to bring a expertise on that particular area, please feel free to contact us. I'm your host, Sonal Fool. Take a leave till we meet again. Thank you.